You wake up to your lungs and nose aching from smoke inhalation. The flashing red lights and blaring alarm in the hallway pass through the small window towards your quarters. You need not wonder for long why this is happening, because just as you manage to gather yourself, the ship's onboard AI's automated message makes it very clear to you.
Ship hull damage detected. Proceed to escape pod immediately. This is not a drill.
You're strapped into an empty pod, given the green light to enter the atmosphere with 3 other members of the crew. You hold your breath as the doors close, locks engage. Then, you fight. Ever felt drained? Ever thought, is it all worth it? Ever thought about switching to Premiere mid-production because Sony Vegas is a fossil of a service? What's up? Hey, how's it going? Me? Well, procrastinating for a year again. But on to this year's topic, Risk of Rain 2. Why 2? I never played the first one. Go on. Sue me. Risk of Rain 2. There's a whole lot to cover, so instead of explaining what this game is all about, instead, I'll start by talking about the which are closed off into 3 groups of people, aliens, robots. The base game offers a dozen characters to choose from, ranging from actual useful members of the ship's crew, like the engineer and Multi, to literal mouth breathers like an Esper whose one ability is to literally flee and float away, or an honest-to-God space ninja that was likely a stowaway on a trip to the recently founded and registered patent-pending H-Planet. Since there are a few to choose from, most of which are locked behind challenges or specific requirements needed to unlock them, I'm only going to show off a select few. With this unbiased list, I will briefly introduce most of the survivors, and including ones from the DLC. Commando, standing at 5'10", Napoleon complex, hates anything not human, has a gun, 2 in fact, highly agile, highly angry. First to suggest doing triple mountain, first to suggest ending a run after repeatedly dying on the start of a stage. Next, Artificer, shows disgust and disdain towards anything not levitating, has easily one of the highest damage outputs but lacks in mobility, uses the elements of red and blue, or maybe, dare I say, cyan, has very mid Rule 34, by stage 3 is either overpowered or unnoticeable by the rest of the team. Next, Acrid, space dodge, good boy, doesn't pee on the rug, but might dissolve your face. Highly mobile with leap attack. Next, and I don't know what happened. It just started fucking. God, fuck. No, I think that was it. Yeah, you did it.
Quiet on the fucking set.
Take 40. Let's go.
Ignoring what just happened, let's move on to the next survivor.
Bandit.
The most rootin' tootin' gunslinger this side of the Bissell River. Stacks up Desperado to dish out increased damage with a 6-shooter and uses his repeater as his primary. The meanest son of a gun that ever stepped foot on this planet. I once heard that he had to suck a cock to pay for his bus, but he still chose to walk home.
Next, Loader. Loader exhibits experience by crushing Lemurians all day, flying at Mach 5 as early as Stage 2, with an immunity to full damage, TKOing stage bosses, and being flung off the play area as early as Stage 1, punching and gaining temporary health with every strike. Last but not least, Huntress. She has auto-aim. For the record, I'm no longer sick, so if my voice sounds slightly more clear, don't wonder too deeply about it. So let's get to brass tacks. So what the fuck even is Risk of Rain 2? I'm glad you asked. Risk of Rain 2 is a solo or cooperative roguelike game where you gather your team, select your characters, and get blasted onto the surface of Petrichor 5. A planet so lush and brimming with life, it'll stop at nothing to take yours. So, let's meet the locals. We have Beetles, Lemurians, electric jellyfish, pottery, stone golems, even bigger stone golems, demons, voidlings, pests, wisps, slightly larger wisps, constructs, big mommy constructs, whatever the fuck these things are, slimes, and so much more. And each and every single one of them can be of 8 different variants. But you're in no rush to meet them all right away, right? That's right, fucker. Because as soon as you start a run, the little clock starts ticking. And the longer that clock ticks, the less fun you're about to have. Because the longer the game goes on, the higher the difficulty will rise. As you can see, there's quite a stark difference between the start of a run versus the late game.
So hurry the fuck up!